Hey, I've gotten a lot of questions about which tires I've chosen to put on my GS550 Cafe Racer. I'll answer that here. Welcome to Urban Monk TV. So I'll start with the rear. This is the most recent tire that I've purchased for this bike, and I purchased it right before I started taking it apart because I was riding this bike as a stock GS550. And the rear that I got when I purchased the bike off Craigslist was quite badly worn. I did not put much time on that tire. So what I went with on the rear was a Shinko 712. This is a tubeless tire, and it's a radial. And the size that I went with was a 120/90 by 18. It's an 18-inch wheel on these bikes. And you know, why this tire? With a vintage Cafe Racer look like this, a lot of guys like to use those Firestone vintage looking tires that are more flat profile and look like they're coming out of the 40s or 30s even. You know, I want to ride this bike, and I live in an area where there's some amazing roads carving through canyons and a lot of twisties, and I wanted a tire that's actually going to perform in the turns, so that was part of my reasoning for using these. It is difficult to buy a tire that's intended for a tube for these older bikes now. So I am running a tube inside of this tubeless tire, and of course the concern there is that you got a lot of mass, a lot of rubber going around there, so you got weight slow you down. You have worse heat dissipation. So they'll run a little hotter, and the thought is that they're going to wear a little faster because of that extra heat. Conversely, you might argue that that extra heat's going to make them stick better once they're warmed up. And then these are H rated, so you can go pretty fast, probably faster than this bike is going to be capable of going. And certainly faster than I'm going to be comfortable going on this thing. So I'm not worried about speed rating here. I just wanted a nice rounded profile that still looked a bit vintage and looked a bit, I don't know, aggressive-ish. And the price on these Shinkos is tough to beat. So that's the rear, Shinko 712. Let's go to the front. Kind of a similar story on the front here, except that I didn't purchase this tire. It came with the bike, but it's in such good condition. You know, I actually have to check the date code on this tire and see how old it is now. Hell, I've been working on this bike for over 2 years now, so it's been in my garage out of UV light, which will help extend the usable life of the tire. But what these are is a Dunlop 404 or a D404, and I love the look of it. It looks very retro, but it's still a rounded profile. The size on this thing is let me get this right. Yeah, it's a 190/19, again H rated, and again a tubeless tire, but we are running a tube in there. So, you know, I guess that's the compromise you make with these old bikes. There are ways, of course, you could change the wheels, upgrade all of the rim, and get a spoked wheel that is tubeless. But this is a budget project for me, and I'm working with what I got. It's also a bit of a rolling piece of art, and yes, I want to have fun riding it, but it isn't going to be, you know, on the track competing kind of a thing. I'm going to have fun. I'm not going to push it too hard. So there's the tires that are on my Cafe Racer, a Dunlop 404 and a Shinko 712. The Shinko 712 front looks very similar to this, And so if you're out buying 2 sets of tires and you want to save money, I think it's a great way to go. I've run a lot of Shinko tires on my V-Strom, and I have ridden this one. Price can't be beat, and I think they make a quality product. So, not an endorsement for them, just genuinely my feelings on it. Hey, if you like what I'm doing, click the thumbs up, and if you'd like to become a monk, hit subscribe. Thanks for watching.